where the Loveland Tigers are taking on the Lakota West Firebirds. Hello, everyone. I'm Glenn Olson, joined in the booth by Greg Miller. Greg, two of the top teams in the city, and they're not unfamiliar to each other.
Yeah, no, two teams that have already gone at it early this year in the beginning of the season, which seems like forever ago now, but they find their way through the season, both having stellar seasons, and they both have an opportunity up against each other to go to the state semis here in this regional final.
Loveland comes into this game 5-1, 16-3 overall. Lakota West 8-0-1, 19-0-2. So essentially an undefeated season, just those two ties. Lakota West finds themselves ranked number 4 in the state. The winner of this game will move on to the state semifinals, where they will play Dublin Kaufman, who defeated Lewis Center Olentangy Orange 3-2 in 2 overtimes earlier this afternoon up in the Columbus area. That game will be played on November the 5th.
Yeah, and looking at both these teams, Glenn, as we mentioned, Lakota West undefeated, which includes a 2-1 win over Loveland in the first game this year. So far have been almost unstoppable in the playoffs, outscoring teams 27-2 in their 5 wins, but did finally give up goals for the first time in their last game. So interested to see how both these teams, go up against each other now that you're dealing with 2 of the top teams in the state and the 2 top teams in the region.
Should be an exciting game. We appreciate you tuning in to ICRC-TV Sports. Loveland starts with the ball to get things underway. The ball sent downfield, where it's immediately picked up by the keeper for Lakota West, who will roll it out to her right side. Very stingy defense, as Greg talked about a moment ago, for Lakota West. Loveland's going to have to make the most of every opportunity they get offensively tonight.
Yeah, both teams have been great on both sides of the ball, which you would normally expect out of 2 of the top teams in the region. Both had not given up a goal in the playoffs until their last game, with West beating Seton 5-2 and Loveland beating one of the top teams in the region, Beaver Creek, 3-2 to get to this game.
See a good example of this Lakota West defense right there, as Lakota mounted minor offensive threat. Lakota West able to clear it away pretty quickly.
And you can see West being very patient on their side of the field right now, really just trying to work the ball up slowly, trying not to make any big mistakes here, because with 2 teams like this that can take advantage of any mistake. You don't want to be the first one to make a mistake and have to work from behind for the rest of the game.
Lakota West keeper Prohaska is able to come out, clear the ball downfield. Very physical game. Lakota West looking for a call there. Wasn't forthcoming. Get into this stage of the postseason, you're going to get a lot of that let him play mentality.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, we're a great group of refs out here, but certainly don't want to make a call that's kind of 50-50 to change the game. At this point, let them play, but if there's something egregious, they will call it.
Sidney Jones does send that kick toward the goal, where it's quickly cleaned up.
Yeah, and that looked to be kind of a long shot. Wasn't sure if it was kind of a deep ball looking for one of the strikers forward, but just goes a little bit too far and able to clean it up, and Loveland looks to be moving with the ball a little bit right now.
Ava Dudek, the keeper for the Tigers. Nice header on the far side of the field. Lakota West will send it back to the keeper to clear it out. Loveland able to come up, intercept, shot goes on goal, but too far out.
Yeah, great work there by West, able to keep their back line kind of intact and, able to make sure that there's really nowhere to go. Pretty weak shot from far out, and Prohaska able to make the save pretty easily for the Firebirds.
So Lakota West Trying to get something going offensively down on the other end of the field.
Yeah, and taking a look at Lakota West, Caitlin Dudokovic is the top scorer in the league, had 44 goals, which, to put that in perspective, is more than 3 times more than anyone else in the league. An unbelievable season by her, and she's the one that really gets the offense going for the Firebirds.
Loveland was able to steal that one away from Lakota West and try to get an offensive charge mounted, but once again, this tremendous Firehawks defense not going to let it happen.
Yeah, West just able to get the ball out and force kind of a throw in a weird area. You wonder, it looks like they're going to take a pretty long throw and try to get it into the box somewhere and look for a header.
Good call to be headed out of bounds on the back line. So the Firebirds will have a goal kick. A little bit of a feeling out period, it seems like here, Greg, thus far.
Yeah, and you wonder, you know, what rust has to do with this. Both teams really haven't been challenged too much early in the playoffs until their last game, so wonder if they're both running at 100% going against some very stiff competition on both sides. See if this is just kind of an early feeling out part, and we'll be curious to see if maybe after the first 10 or 15 minutes if things start to ratchet up a little bit.
I think it's fair to say, based on the state rankings, Lakota West comes in favored in this game, being the number 4 ranked team in the state. But
yeah, I mean, they are certainly one of the top teams. I mean, haven't lost at all this season and have really bludgeoned a lot of teams. Top team in the GMC, but you know, Loveland, no joke, upset one of the top seeds in the region, Beaver Creek, last time. So they've already played spoilers so far in this tournament and certainly have the talent and the drive to play spoiler again if Lakota West doesn't have their A game.
It was a minor foul on Lakota West, you saw, resulting in the kick by Loveland. Lakota West cleared it out. See Loveland trying to work it back over into their offensive half of the field. It's going to be tapped out.
Yeah, and you can see both teams right now just trying to move the ball up kind of slowly, find some gaps to the defense. I really think if either of these teams are going to have success, they're probably going to need to work a little bit quicker and get the defensive back line a little bit off balance. Both these teams are so disciplined on defense and, you know, nowhere to be in good positions. So you're really going to have to kind of force them to make some tough decisions if you're going to find some openings in either team's defense tonight.
Seen a lot of action on the sides of the field thus far over the last couple of minutes. Not a whole lot in the middle of the field. Testament to the defense being displayed by both teams. West missed on a pass there. Loveland able to clear it out. Rose had a little bit of a hard time coming up with that one. She wisely tapped it back to her keeper. They'll try it again.
You can see Loveland starting to get a little bit of pressure up from their forwards, maybe trying to force a mistake out of West. West obviously so disciplined, will be tough to find a mistake, but able to find a little gap here, and we'll see what they can do.
Nice job of keeping that one in by Lakota West. That's Dudokovic, who's working the sideline.
Just trying to find a little gap. You can see a ton of white shirts back there in the box, and that was a nice shot, but right at the keeper, and a pretty easy save there for Loveland.
Going to see the cross pass, stop, and then the left-footed kick. Decent enough shot from about 35 yards or so out. Was intercepted there by Lakota. Header tries to send it back the other way. The Firehawks come back up with it, moving the ball into the middle of the field.
And you can see West is really trying to get the ball to Dudokovic in a strong area, either let her, get another one of the many goals as she's had this year, or let her create and get a goal for someone else, is she can be a willing passer. Also has 9 assists on the year, so trying to force Loveland into some tough decisions, but so far their defense has stood pat and not really allowed any great chances for Lakota West.
West looks to have something working here. Crossing pass, shot from the left foot. It's going to sail wide right of the goal.
And such a great stop there by Dudek, able to run out, come off her line at the right time, just able to get a left foot here, I believe. And you can see the pass through the back, a great shot, but Dudek just able to get a left foot, and that looked to be number 8, Amanda Behrens, almost there on the back post, in a great position to almost tap it in, but the ball just flutters away for a corner, and Loveland able to avoid an early scare here as the game still stays scoreless about 10 minutes in.
Here's Firehawks are finding some offensive momentum here. Just about 10 minutes into the first period of this match.
And right now it looks like West is starting to get a little bit more of the possession, starting to get some possession in the offensive zone. So will be interesting if Loveland can kind of weather this storm and maybe get some of their own offensive possession, whether it be off a counterattack or just off of starting to create their own tempo in this game.
West definitely has the edge in experience. I believe I counted 9 seniors, just 4 for the Tigers. Lots of sophomores dotted throughout this Tigers roster. Just a handful of juniors.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that in Loveland's early season. Started off the season 4-3, but have not lost since in their last 12 or so games. So certainly a lot of growth, and as we mentioned, did play West very early in the season, but this is certainly a different team than what they faced at the end of August.
Martyr, the player, was working the ball down the sideline. A shot
just wide.
Put in.
Go kick.
Jones is going to take the shot. Excuse me. It's going to sail wide to the right.
Yeah, and Jones is a capable scorer, 13 goals on the year, but more of a distributor. Led the GMC in assists with 19 this year, so she is certainly another key cog for Lakota West in their offense, even though she's coming up from her, I guess, midfield defensive role, as is really stated here. But you can see with West, they will shake things up and move people around quite a bit.
Brisk night here. The temperature has dropped noticeably since the sun went down. It was kind of a windy and raw day here in the tri-state, with periods of clouds mixed with some sunny skies throughout the day. Really, it's been an unusually warm summer and fall, so not a lot of cold weather playing experience until the last week or so in this season.
Yeah, that could also be something that comes into play. Sometimes you get the heavy lungs in the cold conditions, and as you mentioned, it had been 60 degrees plus until about the last week, but within the last week there have been some very cold nights, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. As it seems like there was almost a little bit of a tackle there. We are on a football field.
Caitlin Andrews gets a takedown. Get points for that in wrestling. I don't know in soccer.
You can see, nothing malicious about it, just 2 girls going for the ball, but will be a foul, and West now will control the ball again.
Jules Thoreau on the receiving end for Lakota West. Loveland's trying to get something set up, but
yeah, it
West
seems
right
like,
there to take it away.
Seems like Loveland's been very patient on the offensive end, really just trying to make sure they don't give up anything, but at that point don't get the ball too much in the front end. It looked like the ball went off the referee there.
Yeah, Lakota West gets An assist from the official. Loveland was trying to move that ball downfield, and Lakota West momentarily regained possession, but the Tigers have it right back a few touches later. Ball being moved down the sideline, looking for a pass over in the middle. Lakota West is going to get a handball. It appears.
Yeah, I believe that's a handball, and that looked to be just outside the box.
Handball by the Firebirds.
You can see the nice cross in here, but here a kick, and it looked like it went off the arm, and yeah, that's a free kick. Thankfully, I guess for Lakota West, outside of the box, it's not a penalty kick, but still a very, very dangerous position here for Loveland.
This is Basherdust who's going to take this kick for the Tigers. She's a senior defender. Just over the top of the crossbar.
By the Tigers.
And that's a difficult spot at times to take a free kick from. You can see the wall right in front. Not a whole lot of room for error there, trying to get the ball up over the wall, but then down below the top post. A very good effort there, but just floated off the top post, and West really had their first scare there, but you can see the ball just floating right over the post. Nice job there by Prohaska to just let it go above and get the goal kick there for Lakota West.
A couple of subs in for Lakota West. Brooke Brockman and Jessica Jackson came in a few moments ago. You see Basherdust again, sending the ball downfield for the Tigers. Defense there to clear it out. Quick throw in by Basherdust for the Tigers.
And it seemed like after West had a lot of possession early, Loveland getting a few chances here as the header just goes over.
Yeah, nice crossing pass. Just not able to connect on the header for the Tigers.
And Hatfield, their top scorer, was right in the box. Only a freshman, but certainly has a nose for goals, and almost was able to get her head to that one just over.
Looking for an opportunity to center it. Lakota West defense is going to win that matchup. It'll be touched out.
Yeah, just not able to control it, and now Loveland has another chance to go on the offensive. Really working that left side. Seems to have found an open area to try to get some run and some space.
A couple got tangled up there in the corners you saw on your screen. Ball, nice pass to the middle. Shot's going to come. About 40 yards out for Lauren Donovan.
Yeah, nice job there to be able to control it, get it to her left foot, but just not quite enough mustard on that shot, and that'll be an easy save there for West.
Probably closer to 30 yards than 40. Nice kick nonetheless. Long throw in. Dakota threatening. Loveland defense swarms the ball though. Boy, might have gotten away with one there.
Yeah, that's Dudokovic that almost was able to get the ball in the middle of the box, and now Loveland going on a little run here.
It's Caitlin Andrews, one of the captains for the Tiger, was streaking down the sideline. And we will have a foul called. You'll see it right here on the replay.
Yeah, Jones doing a great job, able to catch up. Just the ball looks to be kicked a little bit too far, and Jones able to cut her off and gets knocked down for the foul. Kind of a testy situation there, but Jones able to come up big and get the ball back without any damage done.
Tigers with the steal. Been persistent. Lakota West being very physical on defense. So James springing the ball down the sideline for the Tigers.
Yeah, and it looked like James was able to kick it off Sydney Jones there and get a corner.
Loveland corner kick.
Yeah, corner for Loveland. So I believe this will be their first of the game. Will be interesting how they set up here.
Jones not happy with that call, as you could see, but as Greg said, an opportunity here for Loveland to run something off their first corner kick of the night.
Yeah, Jones kind of fighting for the ball down there, hoping for another foul to be called against her, but don't call anything, and it'll be a corner. That was a very dangerous situation there, but a number of black shirts able to get around there, and we'll get a little bit of a counterattack here. I believe that's Dudokovic out by herself.
It is. And her shot to the right is good. First goal is going to come in the 19th minute by Dudokovic on the breakaway.
And you can see here, I'm sure we're going to get a replay here in a second, but such poise by Dudokovic, you know. A couple defenders coming off behind her, but able to have the speed to outrun them, keep the ball close, not kick it too far away from her, and able to have a nice left-footed finish into the bottom right corner. You can see her keeping the ball close to her feet, able to make the one move that she needs to past the defender, and able to just put a nice left-footed strike into the bottom right corner. Goalkeeper, unfortunately, has no chance, and early 1-0 lead for Lakota West. And you can just see how dangerous Dudokovic can be when she gets out in space.
Dudek was coming out to challenge, and Dudokovic crossed her up and went the other way.
So now you have to wonder, I mean, obviously still early for Loveland, but you got to wonder if they start pressing a little bit more. They know how good Lakota West has been all year and how stingy they've been on defense, and you wonder if they start to push up a little bit more to try to equalize it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think so far Loveland has done a decent enough job of trying to get something going offensively down toward the Lakota West goal. Just not worked out. You're going to have to tighten up defensively. You can't allow Dudokovic to run free like that. I mean, she essentially outran two defenders there and then crossed up the keeper.
Yeah, and I mean, that all started from offensive end, you know, chance for Loveland, had the corner, able to clear it, and then Dudokovic able to kind of sneak behind some defenders and get really a one-on-one opportunity to make a defender miss, and then just had the goalie to beat.
Brooke Hatfield of Loveland has tackled hard from behind. Throw in for the Tigers. Again, straight down that left sideline, as we've been talking about, that clearly seems to be Loveland's preferred line of attack tonight, is coming down that left side of the defense of Lakota West.
Looks like maybe a free kick here for West, as there was a lot of bumping going on down that left sideline, a couple throw-ins, and yeah, it'll be a free kick for West as they try to add on to this 1-0 lead.
Ball movement and patience by the Firehawks. Loveland clears it out, sends it back the other way out. Be a throw in. Here see Sydney Jones for Lakota West. West doing a nice job of moving the ball across the field, evading the Loveland defense.
Loveland just not enough numbers up there, and just trying to force into either a throw-in or a corner there, and it looks like they might get that throw-in. You can just see a bunch of black jerseys over there, but looks like that just might have been touched in the corner, and it'll be a throw-in right by the corner mark for the Tigers.
And you saw the Firehawks protesting that call, but did look to be last touch by Lakota West. Long throw-in. Lots of white jerseys in front of the goal. Ball being headed around. West is going to perhaps get out in front of it. Tigers are able to recover momentarily.
And you can see, though it didn't quite work out there, West is just so good at, when they get kind of an opening there, able to go out on a run.
And
you can see, yeah, just runs over. That looked to be Loveland just running over, and that'll be a free kick.
Yeah, that was Goody. Here comes West with another opportunity for a breakaway, but Loveland's able to get out in front of the ball. Be a goal kick.
But yeah, as I mentioned, West just doing such a good job. You know, Loveland getting some of these forward opportunities, but not quick enough to realize that when something's not there, they got to start sprinting back, because so much of the Firebirds offense is just sprinting the other way, and it's given them one goal and almost an opportunity for another big break.
Nice recovery there by Caitlin Andrews. That'll be a foul on Lakota West. So Loveland will have another free kick. Taking that's going to be Claire Massey. She's a senior captain. And looks like Massey's gonna move the ball over.
Yeah, looks like Loveland trying to get some numbers forward. Looks like this might be a long kick to try to get something started.
Nice kick down to the other end. But it'll be cleared out by Jones.
Yeah, Jones getting a little bit of pressure there, and you know, instead of trying to make a pass and forcing a turnover, just kicking it out, but still a throw in another dangerous position here for Loveland.
Something to keep an eye on. Pretty nice breezes moving right to left across your screen. The American flag is just about straight out to the left, as are the goals atop the football goalpost. Nice header there. Lakota West able to clear it.
Yeah, you can see a nice play there. Ball gets in right by the goalie, able to head it out kind of to the back post, but just not in a close enough position to tap it in, and West able to recover and avoid another opportunity by Loveland. So far, the West defense has been able to show up every time they've been tested by Loveland, who's had a number of chances down there early in this game.
Loveland trying to get something going there, but perhaps a loss of footing over on the sideline. It'll be a throw in for West. Most of the action so far tonight on that far side of the field, Greg, in front of the Loveland bench.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Loveland trying to work it down the left side of the field, and it's been interesting. Normally when you see, you know, obviously both these teams are very good, but usually when you see a favored team like West, usually they're kind of in control of the game more, forcing the tempo, running in the offensive zone, and then the lesser team tries to focus more on the counterattack. But so far it's kind of been flipped. West has been content kind of sitting back, setting up their defense, and then kind of finding its holes against Loveland when they force too many people forward.
Long throw in near the near post of the goal in relation to the player throwing the ball in.
West trying for another counterattack, but Loveland able to get their back line up enough to stop it, so they'll keep the ball in the offensive zone and I believe get another throw in.
Loveland reset the offense. Pass out to the middle is going to be picked up by the keeper and immediately thrown back in play.
Yeah, and you can see just trying to kickstart the offense after a ball to the goalkeeper. Really no chance to let Loveland reset, but the Loveland forwards able to get back and kind of create some noise and get the ball back for their team.
Raska, keeper, of course, for Lakota West.
Yeah, and Prohaska's been very good for West this year. I mean, only 10 goals allowed in 16 games. has 7 shutouts, which was second in the GMC. Honestly, both goalkeepers for West have been very proficient in what they've done. Though the offense has been so good, they haven't really had to make a ton of saves, but both goalkeepers can make the saves when needed, and that's been shown by Prohaska a couple times early tonight.
Lakota West faithful trying to get into it, as you hear. Nice recovery by Loveland.
Yeah, Loveland finally looked like they were trying to work the ball up the right side for only about the second time tonight, but Jones able to come up and make a big stop and possibly get something started here for Lakota West.
Yeah, trying to get that outlet to Emma Harden, but Lakota West sends it back the other way. West taking their time getting the ball back in. A substitution has occurred out on the field.
Yeah, West really trying to get something set up here, maybe a little play. Loveland able to clear it though, and Loveland able to get control in a dangerous position. We'll see if they can do something here. West has been very stingy keeping a lot of their defenders back, but we'll see if Loveland can find a hole here.
Yeah, it appears Loveland just having trouble maintaining the offensive momentum here in the second half of this period. Finding themselves in some uneven situations.
Yeah, it seems like outside of trying to force some corners or some free kicks from that left side, they really haven't been able to move the ball. West has been keeping a number of people back, but
there's a good shot of that breeze we were talking about. You can see on the corner flag and the American flag in the background. Tigers will have another corner kick coming up.
Yeah, and that was a nice play by Smolinski there, able to work it down the left. Notice the West defender touched it and just let it go past the goal line, and they'll get their second corner of the night.
So be Bash.
Got to be careful though on the last corner. West was able to turn it into a quick counterattack, and that's how they got their first goal of the night.
Bash reduced with the kick, kicking into the winds, going to be momentarily cleared out by a header. Gets sent back the other way, but Lakota West able to send it down. Loveland will reset.
That was a nice corner, as we'll probably see here in a second, as Loveland's working it in, trying to work it front post, trying to create a little bit of chaos, and almost had a chance to get a nice shot off there in the middle of the box, but that West defense has been really good and forced another offline shot there.
Take a look at a replay of that last corner by Loveland, and Bash reduced.
Yeah, you can see right to the front corner, just able to get a hand on it, and that was, what, number 9, Sophia Kapzukowicz, who was almost able to touch the ball down and get a nice left-footed shot out there, but the Lakota West defense was able to swarm and get the ball out pretty quickly.
Tigers able to steal it away. It's a 1-on-2 situation. Momentarily.
Nice move through the middle, but a big block there by West in the middle of the box. Still possession by Loveland, but West once again able to make a big play when it counts.
As we said, their defense is solid, and that's an understatement. Go back and take a look at that last sequence down on the other end.
And you can see, even before that, ball was just bouncing around a lot. Couple Loveland players able to get a foot on it, but every time there was a West defender right in front to either make a block or clear the ball.
Ball sent way downfield where Lakota West will catch up with it. Attempt to get something going back the other way. Lakota West is doing a really good job of keeping the ball away from the Tigers. It's precision passing.
Yeah, and they've been very deliberate in how they're moving the ball, trying to move the ball left to right pretty quick, trying to find some sort of gap in this Loveland defense, which has been almost as stingy as this West defense, but just able to keep control of the ball, and you know, they can't beat you if they don't have the ball, so that's certainly something that West has been doing early.
And a back and forth action here between both teams in the midfield area. Jones able to regain possession for West. Trying to get that one cleared over to the sideline, perhaps to send it back over, but it's going to sail out of bounds before anyone from the Firehawks can catch up with it.
Yeah, and Jones has been all over the place for West, playing the back line on defense, but the one defender that they allow to kind of roam up to the forward spot, she's been taking the throw-ins, been around some of the action around the box, and also making some big defensive plays, so she's kind of been everywhere for the Firebirds so far tonight.
Ella James sends it down, it's touched out, and she'll have another throw in. Long throw down the side. Headed back the other way. Evelyn able to fight through the defense there to hang on to possession. Oh, and a push from behind, no call.
Still looks like it'll be.
Oh, nope. We're gonna.
Maybe a quick sub here. Yeah.
Short pause in the action there. The ball's now brought back in. West will get it back to the keeper, who will clear it out up to Jones.
Oh, and a nice block there by Loveland, able to get the ball in a dangerous spot up there, and looks like possibly a free kick here for Loveland.
Yep, Jones was tied up with James there, and foul's going to be called on Jones.
Be about 35, 40 yards. You can see them running from about the 10 or so yard line on the field, try to put it on the back post and see if anyone can get there.
Nice header's going to get it right in front of the goal, but fantastic job by Prohaska to come out and pick that up.
Yeah, just not being able to quite direct those headers, more like popping them up than getting the ball over towards the goal. So really nothing there to challenge Prohaska, and she's able to gobble that one up and get it out of the zone.
Oof. Contact near midfield, and we are going to get foul called on West.
I think so far these refs have done a pretty good job, you know, really only calling the major contact. You know, sometimes you could get a lot of ticky-tack stuff called, but so far these refs have really only called the big fouls, and I think that's something that you want to do in a game as tense as this.
Yeah.
Let you know, the players decide it on the field.
Yeah, with the trip to the state Final Four on the line, swallow the whistle, so to speak, and that's a great observation, Greg, and I agree with you that they're calling the contact that may rise to the level of beyond incidental and letting that incidental contact go to a great degree. Loveland's going to slow things down for a moment. Well, there was some more than incidental contact there that got by
Yeah, it
You're
looked
a
to be
Lakota West fan.
a little bit of pushing and shoving from both sides. Maybe could have been called either way. They'll let it go, and Loveland will get a throw in, but West looks to be able to control this.
2 minutes. 2 minutes in the first half.
So just 2 minutes remaining in the first half. It's been a pretty stacy play. Let's go back and take a look at that last bit of contact that wasn't called.
Yeah, Jones looked to be going for the ball. A little bit of contact both ways. She goes down, maybe a little bit soft, and ref just lets it go. As you said, you know, only about a minute and a half to go. But Glenn, I think if you're both teams, you're pretty happy with how you've played so far in the game. Loveland may be down, but they've certainly had more chances. In West, maybe you don't feel like you've played your best game so far, but are leading and, you know, did get that quick counterattack goal. So it will be interesting to see what adjustments are made at halftime. But I think if you told both of these coaches, you know, at halftime, they'd be playing how they are, I think they'd both be pretty happy.
Yeah, I think Loveland had some things to clean up on that corner kick play that resulted in the first goal of the game by Lakota West, and you saw that on the most recent corner kick by the Tigers. Not able to let Firehawks get back behind the defense as quickly as they did.
See a foul there called, and a couple unhappy Lakota West fans right below us, but Loveland will get the free kick and get it right back to West. Only about 30 seconds left, so it'll be interesting to see if they just try to get one last hurrah or content with the 1-0 lead going into the end of the first half.
Just about 15 seconds left. West right there to make sure Loveland's not able to mount a serious offensive threat as the final seconds are being counted down of this half in the stadium. And that will do it. The Lakota West Firehawks take a 1-0 lead after one period of play with a trip to the state Final Four on the line. We'll be back. The next period of action, just a moment. You're watching ICRC-TV Sports.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to ICRC-TV Sports coverage of the Division I Regional Final in Region 4 between the number 4 in the state ranked Lakota West Firehawks and the Loveland Tigers. Glenn Olson and Greg Miller back with you for the second half. As you know, West out in front with a 1-0 lead at this point. And Greg, as we were talking during the intermission here, it seems like Lakota West is maybe just perhaps holding back, being patient a little bit, knowing they can perhaps turn it on when they need to in this game. Just playing keep away from the Tigers more than anything.
Yeah, I think this has been kind of a feeling out process for West so far early, being content with kind of sitting back on defense and just kind of making the passes when necessary. Got the early goal, which allows them to sit back further and, you know, probe as long as they need to, but you will wonder if at some point in the second half they kind of ratchet it up a little bit and look for a second or third goal to try to put this game out of reach and punch their ticket to the Final Four.
Well, perhaps we may get the opportunity to find out quickly, as West will start with possession to get the second half started, and they do go into attack mode immediately. But the Tigers able to clear it out.
Yeah, so far, even in the first 15 seconds, different than probably 90% of the first half for West. Still keeping their 3 to 4 defenders on the back line behind midfield. Certainly making sure that Loveland can't get out and run.
Attempt at a sliding tackle there by Caitlin Andrews, and she comes up a little bit short.
Yeah, so far most of the strategies in the first half where West was just kind of sitting back trying to probe a little bit. Loveland really trying to work the ball down the left side. Got a few opportunities, some throw-ins right near the goal, free kick or two, and a couple corners, but just not able to convert on any of them. And one of those corner kicks turned disastrous as West was able to get a quick counterattack and get the goal to make it 1-0.
Good back and forth ball movement by the Tigers, looking to slip in behind that defense. Hatfield's going to find herself trapped over against the sideline. Ultimately cleared out the back line.
Yeah, able to make a play up there, and it'll be a corner kick, I believe the third of the night for Loveland.
Ash Reduce, the corner kick specialist for the Tigers, if you've not figured out that so far. High kick to the far post, cleared out by West.
Yeah, it looked to be a little bit too far for what she was looking for. One of the girls able to get a foot on it, kind of get it near the back post, but West able to clear, and once again, Loveland just not being able to make the most of the opportunities. It looks like someone's down on the far sideline.
There's a Loveland Tiger that's down over in front of their bench, and that is number 3, Ella James. She's a freshman defender.
Yeah, James so far, even though freshman, has played pretty well for the Tigers and has been able to come up with some big plays so far, so it would be a big loss for Loveland.
So James is able to get up, as looks like she's hopefully is going to be able to walk that off a little bit and return to action. So instead of stepping away, we'll stay with the game here as Lakota West will get things back underway here momentarily. Kane's getting all kind of attention over on the Loveland bench. Looks to be something with her right lower leg. So we'll see if she's able to get back into the game after receiving treatment.
Yeah, it looked to be Ava Webb, number 2, coming in for Loveland. So will be interesting to see with some fresh legs kind of coming to the back to see if West tries to pick on her.
Freshman for freshman there with Webb in for James. So definitely great things on the horizon for this Tiger soccer team with the youth that we talked about earlier in the broadcast.
Yeah, and you know, as we mentioned, have been very good recently, 12 straight wins, but still a young team, and with a team filled with seniors like this West team is, I mean, certainly could create some issues, but looking forward to the next couple years, Loveland should be a formidable team for years to come with a lot of talented freshmen and sophomores on the roster.
Pretty exciting ECC race this year with Anderson coming out on top with a 5-0-1 mark. Loveland 5-1-0 as we discussed, and Milford 3-1-2. Top 3 teams in the ECC this year.
Yeah, probably unlucky for Loveland. Played their game against Anderson in just the 3rd game of the year while their young team was still trying to figure it out. Might have been a different story had they played in late, mid to late October, but still able to get into the playoffs and get their opportunity, and so far they've made the most of it, making their way into the regional final.
Yeah, very good point, Greg. They indeed have made the most of it. As we said a couple times, a trip to the state Final Four on the line. Here, a little bit of a dangerous play there. Great job recovering by Prohaska. We're going to take a look at it on replay. There you're going to see the long throw in come from the far side and bounced off Prohaska's hands momentarily before she was able to come back up with it.
Yeah, it looked like Prohaska just not quite able to work through some of the weeds and get a good grip on the ball there. Dropped it. Could have been a dangerous play, but able to quickly jump back on the ball and avoid any potential scares or shots on goal.
Well, Lakota West does have the bench in the stands right in the vicinity of our cameras and press box, and you could see they were looking for a call in that last sequence before the ball was brought back in here a moment ago.
Yeah, and you can see Kaylin Dudokovic working forward, the top goal scorer in the GMC, and the scorer of the first goal, trying to work for her second, but some good defense back there by Loveland to clear it out and take away that opportunity for West.
Great job of hanging on there by Bros, number 3 for Lakota West. Every opportunity to let that ball get away from her, and she was able to hang on to it a moment ago. West will send it back to Prohaska to reset.
Yeah, and once again, this patience that we were talking about in the first half by West has just been continuing. They seem very content to just work the ball slowly, which would worry me a little bit as a West fan, because it seems like Loveland's gotten the lion's share of the opportunities, and though West has the 1-0 lead, any mistake could lead to the game being tied. You wonder if you'll see any more urgency from West trying to increase this lead at any point.
Weren't able to get a shot of it, but the head coach for West is Bridget Reeder, and she was quite animated on that last sequence. West having possession down near their goal a few moments ago, trying to stave off the Loveland offensive attack. A little bit too deep down the far side.
Loveland corner kick.
Yeah, and I believe that one was blocked. Good defensive play there. And Loveland will get another corner. So far, 4-0 corners to Loveland, but just have not been able to make the most of them. Some nice kicks, but have just been a little offline, and Loveland hasn't been able to make the most of any of them so far tonight.
Once again, kicking into that wind. Cleared out with a header.
Didn't quite get a great view of what was going on, but it looked like one of the girls for Loveland was already down in the box by the time the ball got there. Kind of glanced back with a look on her face, maybe looking for some sort of foul in the box, but nothing called, and West was able to get it away.
Go back and take a look at that corner.
Yeah,
ball.
running around, and it looks like she just kind of caught the turf. Didn't really see any contact. Either a little bit of a flopper, might have just fallen over there. Either way, seemed to be a good no call by the ref, and once again, Loveland not being able to convert on a corner kick.
Kick is centered. Prohaska's going to come out and dive on it. Of course, sending the ball downfield to her teammates.
Yeah, and Prohaska's been, I mean, as good as she's needed to be. Hasn't really made too many difficult saves, but has made the right decision whether to stay back or go up so far, and has done everything her team has needed her to do so far tonight.
Lakota West thought maybe that was going to be a foul on Basherduce a couple touches ago down in front of the Lakota West bench on the near side of the field. Obviously nothing called by the officials.
Yeah, and you can see as this game starts to wind down a little bit, still early, but you know, we're in the second half. Tension's rising a little bit, and it seems like there seems to be a little bit more issue with every call or non-call that's down on the field.
Prohaska with a nice punt down the field before being headed back the other way, close to midfield by the Tigers. Ooh. Maybe a push there. Again, all kinds of contact, and they will call that one.
Yeah, and it looked to be like about 3 or 4 pushes from the West defenders, and at some point you just have to call it. The West contingency right below us isn't a big fan of it, but I think that was a righteous call there.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Greg. Basherduce sends it down the other way. An opportunity in front of the Firehawks goal, and Lakota West able to clear it out. Loveland's fighting right back, though. Able to keep the ball in.
And so far, just a great job by that West back line. It seems like there's been probably half a dozen opportunities that they've gotten to the ball in the box just a half second before the Loveland strikers, and been able to clear out pretty much every chance that Loveland's had so far tonight.
Nice pass right down the sideline by West. Loveland ultimately able to come up with it. A lot of back and forth action here. So we're in about 11 minutes to this second half.
Once again, I mean, it seemed like Loveland has had the ball a lot in the Lakota West end of things. West seems pretty content with just moving the ball up slowly, which hasn't really worked too well. So we'll be interesting to see if they get any more urgency, if they keep getting stressed by this
Nice centering
Loveland
kick.
offense.
Dudek able to come up with it for the Tigers.
And just as I was saying that, West's able to get the ball in deep and get really their first or second opportunity of the half. Will be interesting to see if they start pressing after this point.
Nice punt by Dudek. Tigers able to ultimately come back up with it after a touch by West. That one will go out on the near side. Again, there's Basherduce handling the duties of getting the ball back in play for the Tigers. Substitutions for the Tigers. 2 players in, 2 players out. You can see on your screen. And Lakota West applaud the foul on the Tigers. I think the West fans feel the officiating's maybe been a little lopsided.
Yeah, I think so far it's been pretty good overall, but they definitely seem to get very rowdy every time a call that they feel should go their way does not.
Haven't lost a game all year. It's easy to get confident, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Just taking a look at some of their early results, they haven't even been in too many competitive games this year, so.
go back and take a look at this last, perhaps no call.
And you can see trying to work around Jones. Jones with a little bit of contact and has definitely made a few plays that have been close calls, whether it's her getting knocked over or someone getting knocked over. Hard to tell whether she got the ball first or not, but no call there, and would have been a very risky challenge there to make inside their own box.
It was Caitlin Andrews who was locked in that battle with Jones that we showed you on replay. Meanwhile, shot's going to sail wide left of the goal, so it'll be a goal kick for the Firehawks. Again, just very deliberate passing by Lakota West.
Yeah, being very methodical, not trying to move the ball too fast, no quick runs or anything to try to get behind the defense. Just seems like they're content making a couple passes, and then usually Loveland will come up with a steal and go back on the attack. No real interest, it looks like so far, in scoring outside of a couple chances here by West.
Loveland appears to be outmatched here, numbers-wise. Centering kick coming up, an opportunity. Nice save by the defender right in front of the goal. And that shot's going to sail right over the top crossbar. I believe that was Brooke Hatfield, number 14.
See the pass in here to the middle. Gets missed by a couple players. Able to come up with a big block there, and that ball just goes right over. Huge block there by... I believe that's Gabrielle Bain there for West, just able to get right in front and make a huge block and almost a second opportunity. And like we were talking about earlier, if West is going to sit back, Loveland's going to get a lot more opportunities, and you just wonder if one's going to slip by the goalkeeper, as that one almost did there.
Nice job by the Firehawks sending that back the other way before it's headed back by the Tigers. Well, the intensity seems to have picked up here a little bit in the second half, Greg.
Yeah, I think, finally it's starting to sit in how big of a game this is. And, for both teams, seem to be reasonably evenly matched. So both teams know that they're going to have to make some big plays. And some key moments have happened with a big almost goal there by Loveland and maybe a big chance here for West.
Oh, nice job by Loveland's keeper, Eva Dudek, deflecting that ball away.
Yeah, and you can see the ball gets up forward after
Lakota West corner kick.
a couple of tough plays. Dudokovic has the ball in the middle, able to get a good left-handed shot, but a nice save and able to push it to the back. Brooke Brockman almost had an opportunity to tap it back in there, but nothing there, and it's a corner kick.
It looks like she might have had an opportunity to bend that one right inside that far post, but safe for Dudek getting there and knocking it away with her hands.
And it looks like it'll be a foul on West, so Loveland trying to kick the ball forward quickly. Maybe get some momentum here on offense once again.
Yep. Tigers definitely trying to pick up the pace here. Some one-on-one action on the far side. It'll be cleared out the back side by Jones. Been a key defensive member tonight, so that'll be a Loveland corner kick.
Yeah, Jones looking for the foul, but just some great pressure out there by number 25, Caitlin Andrews, and able to get yet another corner for the Loveland Tigers.
Andrews has been associated with a lot of that offensive pressure tonight for Loveland, Greg.
Yeah, I've really been going against Jones' side, trying to work the ball up quickly. Once again, Jones is one of those players that kind of shifts between the midfield and the front. As there's a big collision that nothing's called, but trying to work the ball down that side and have just not found much success.
Prohasic comes out, grabs the ball quickly, throws it downfield on the near side. Be derailed out of bounds by the Tigers. Possession will remain with West.
Yeah, West trying to move the ball quickly on a counterattack there, but Loveland able to knock the ball out and kind of slow things down and set up their defense.
It's Brooke Brockman, number 9, that put the ball back into play for the Firehawks. Firebirds, I'm sorry. Said Firehawks a couple times tonight.
Looks to be a tough shot off the head, but Tigers will keep control, and we'll see what they can do here, working the ball once again to the right side.
Looking for some help. There's the centering pass. Not the greatest clear in the world by West, but they'll hang on to it nonetheless.
Yeah, no one back there to get the ball into an offensive position. And yeah, it looked like there was a Loveland player back there, but looked to be caught pretty far off sides behind the play, and that'll be a free kick for West.
West being very aggressive from behind. So Loveland was trying to get something set up there offensively. Long throw in's going to be headed around a couple times by the Tigers.
West trying to get control, but everything's kind of bouncing around in there, a little bit of a scrum. No great chances there for West.
Nice attack from behind by Loveland. Can't quite come up with possession though. West with an opportunity here. Shot hits off the top of the crossbar, and Dudek will finish it off, sending it over the top.
And once again, I mean, the key to West's offense, get the ball to Dudokovic, allow her to get to work, getting it to her favored left foot, and that just a hair too high, and Dudek kind of seemed like that ball was going to go way over, but maybe the wind caught it and pushed it down a little bit, but either way, falls harmlessly over the bar, but very tense moment there.
Shot's going to come in from the right side by number 20, Jessica Jackson, but Dudek able to haul that one in.
Yeah, and Dudek's had to make quite a few big saves. I mean, West hasn't been getting as many chances, but a lot of their chances being closer to getting some goals. So Dudek's had to come up with some acrobatic and some very tense saves, but has made almost all of them and has really done her part in keeping Loveland into this game.
Loveland trying to ratchet up the pace, and fortunately looks like they may have got out ahead of a substitution they were trying to make there.
Yeah, and that'll unfortunately slow things down for them a little bit. Trying to get control back of this game. West has had control in the offensive end for the last 5 or so minutes, but with only 18 minutes possibly left in their season, they're going to need to get things together quickly if they're going to want to try to extend it at least to an overtime period.
Long throw in down the far sideline by the Tigers is touched out. West back with possession. Nice footwork there by Emily Pate, number 19.
Dudek coming way off her line there, able to stop the ball before a cross. Maybe a little bit too far off, but was able to get there and make the stop. So good on her to stop that run before anything big happened.
Dudek, another one of those sophomores for the Tigers we've talked about a few times tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, Dudek has been great so far for Loveland. 11 shutouts, which is first in the conference, and has only allowed 7 goals in 18 games. So certainly one of those people that has made all the big saves for Loveland.
Firebird corner kick.
And she seems very unhappy about that corner there. As you see, Dudokovic gets the ball and looks like it does go off the shin of one of the Loveland defenders, and Lakota West will have an opportunity to try to add on to this lead.
Jessica Jackson with the corner. The ball's headed around in front of the net.
Yeah, Dudek able to get the ball out, but I believe the Loveland defender was fouled trying to get the ball out.
Absolutely. Free kick for the Tigers. The West faithful try to get some spirit sent out to their team on the field.
They have decent crowds here by both teams as they look to go to the regional final. Princeton, a nice central area between the teams. Both teams able to get a decent amount of fan base out here. And you know, we've been on the west side, but we've seen both crowds get pretty rowdy, especially when a call doesn't go their way.
Back and take a look at this last foul, and that was number 14, Brooke Hatfield, coming in knee high.
Yeah, and looks to get the ball first, but then kind of jumps into the West player, and that's going to draw a foul pretty quick. So not a lot of complaints from her side, and West shouldn't be in any hurry to take this kick with just 15 minutes left.
It's been a Lakota kind of day here at Viking Stadium in soccer action. Lakota East played Moeller in the game before this one.
Yeah, I believe that was the boys regional final. Came up with a big win against the Moeller, pulled away late, and now West has an opportunity to get into the Final Four as well.
Interesting sequence of events there. Some nice back and forth action between both teams. Loveland able to take control momentarily, but West is going to roar right back. Shot's going to come in from the far right side. Dudek able to come up with it pretty easily. Probably meant it's more of a centering kick than a shot.
Glenn, at first when you were talking about it being a Lakota kind of day, I thought you were talking about the cold and cloudy, and I was saying, hey, Union Center and Liberty Township aren't that bad. But has certainly been a big day for both teams on the field.
Yeah, I see your point. I guess I should have thought about that before I said it. I'll tell you, growing up in the 80s like I did, Lakota was just synonymous with soccer back then. Oh, shot sails just wide right.
Once again, Dudokovic, you can see why she was the top scorer in the GMC. Such great footwork, able to deke out 2 to 3 defenders in no rush and gets out a great shot. But Dudek pumped after making a huge save to keep her team in it.
Jackson with the corner kick for West. Shots deflected away from about 25 or so yards out. West with another one, but right into the hands of Dudek.
Great move there by Jackson, coming in a little bit late after the corner, allowing herself to not be marked, and had a pretty good opportunity, but just right at Dudek and able to make the calm save.
It's a nice punt by Dudek, but it's intercepted immediately by West.
And Glenn, we were wondering when West was going to ratchet it up, and it certainly seems like they have recently, keeping the ball away from Loveland in these last so many minutes, as Loveland is desperately coming down trying to get that equalizer.
Yeah, Loveland trying to mount an offensive attack there, but the numbers just weren't working. It looked to be 2 on 5.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that West has been doing all night. They've had, you know, at least 3 to 4 defenders on their side of the field at all times, whether they're working in the offensive zone or back playing defense. So have not allowed any counterattacks or any quick moves by Loveland. They've really had to work for all their chances tonight.
Pair of substitutions for both teams. Boy, Prohasic was way out of the box that time.
Yeah, interesting move there by her trying to get out to the ball. Could have led to a interesting situation, but West able to clear and avoid any damage there.
Shot coming from the right side. Dudek deflects it away off to Dudokovic.
Once again, Dudokovic just running past everybody, is tall enough and has the long legs to get past everyone quickly, but shot right at Dudek, and she's able to get her hands up and just make any sort of save you can. Very tough when you're trying to run to your right and try to stay in front of the goal and make a save, but very nice play there by Dudek. Has come up a number of times in this second half to keep that lead at 1.
This corner is going to be taken by number 6, Tori Kelly, the senior captains. Headed out by Loveland.
Different strategy there, a little bit of a low corner, trying to find someone at the front post, but just a nice play by Loveland. Kind of a wall up there to avoid the ball from getting into a dangerous zone.
Ball seems to be drawn to Joe Daneman, a Fox 19 down on the near sideline several times tonight.
Yeah.
He's had to back away from his camera a few times.
All right, Loveland's getting the ball up into their offensive zone with just 10 minutes left. Got to wonder how many chances they're going to have left at this point.
It's going to be tough sledding against this stingy West defense. As you can see, we're under 10 minutes remaining in this one, so it's becoming a battle against the clock as well as the West defense for the Tigers.
And you know, West, having not lost a game yet this season, very comfortable playing from ahead. Dudokovic getting in front, making a move.
Dudek
able to control it quick enough for a shot.
Yeah, Dudek was way out front and was able to get back into the goal by the time Dudokovic felt comfortable to take a shot. And Loveland able to clear it out then, but as you see, West back with possession.
Yeah, Dudokovic with a really nice left to right move has seemed like a couple of those Loveland players very unhappy with some of those pushing and shoving.
Well, Lauren Donovan did not like the official being in her way there either. Very exasperated was Donovan that last sequence involving the official.
She gets the ball back there for Loveland, as looks like must have been offsides there.
And here you can see Donovan right into the back of the official.
Yeah, the official just seems to kind of be watching the ball. You know, sometimes tough trying to watch and run at the same time, but unfortunately just catches someone, and Loveland very upset with that.
It happens, as they say, right?
Yeah, it certainly happens to everyone. That's why the refs are in play. When you're trying to see everything, sometimes you get caught up a little bit too much in the middle of action.
Loveland trying to get it centered up, but Jones right there, able to take possession away momentarily. Now it'll be cleared
Loveland
out.
kind of backing up, thinking they had a corner kick, but I believe that was Jones able to get the ball out, and looks like it'll be another throw-in from the side by the Tigers.
Long throw right in front of the goal, attempt at a header. The ball's bouncing loose. Prohasic goes up and punches it out. Now it's sent way down the other way. There's Dudokovic again with an opportunity. Has the ball stolen away.
And that's been what West wants to do. They're getting everybody back, letting Loveland try to get people forward, and just having Dudokovic try to leak out near the back of the defense and let her work in space. And she's almost had a couple nice opportunities there for West.
Centering kick. Prohasic punches it away again.
Very dangerous play there by Prohasic, just trying to get the ball out, but nobody in the middle of the field. And if there could have been a Loveland forward out there, then it could have been a very dangerous play, as the West faithful very unhappy with that last call.
Living dangerously for sure. If Loveland's able to get the right people in the right place, could have a pretty good opportunity.
Tempo of this game certainly ratcheted up in the last 10 or 15 minutes, Glenn. The first, 30 to 40 minutes of this game were very slow, but these last 10 minutes have been back and forth quite a bit.
Long throw and a foul on Loveland. So that's going to be a throw-in. So no foul, I guess.
Believe not, maybe a quick Loveland throw that they ended up calling back. West seems interested in just getting the ball back out to Loveland and just trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Another long throw out into the middle of the field. Loveland there to try to keep it down.
5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, that looked like a
5 minutes.
pass there that Kepzuskowicz was not quite ready for, and Loveland just puts the ball behind for a goal kick here, which is not something you can want, because West will be in no hurry to take any of these kicks for the rest of the game.
Under 5 minutes now remaining in this one. West out in front, 1-0. A trip to the regional or the state Final Four in Division I on the line. Dudokovic again. Boy, she's been the threat for West offensively tonight.
Yeah, just so skilled and so quick with her burst that she can kind of lull you to sleep and then just burst right past you, and has created most of the opportunities so far for West tonight.
Whoa, living dangerously in front of the goal there. Some confusion by the Tigers, and West able to capitalize.
Yeah, and it looks like Dudek is very unhappy with something that happened earlier, but West able to get the ball around. Might have scored on the first time, but after a clear, ball goes right back to the West player, and they'll put it right through to make it 2-0 and possibly put the final nail in the coffin on this game.
Here's the corner kick. Yes, Dudokovic right there. And then to follow by number 12, Savannah Grubbs. An unfortunate turn for the Loveland Tigers.
Yeah, and definitely a tough turn of events. Looks like a little conversation between the refs and some of the West coaches at the bottom.
No goal.
Going to call no goal there.
Well, now we know why the coaches were so upset, Greg.
Yeah. Was interested why they'd be so upset after such a big play, but interested to see if there was an offsides or some sort of movement happened.
So,
and Loveland seems to have new life in this game.
Well, things were looking pretty dire. It's going to go out of bounds. We're going to take a look at it on replay. Well, Lakota West answers right back while we were away at replay. So we think on the no goal, that was number 8, Amanda Behrens, who may have been called offside in the goal. But Lakota West answers right back.
Yeah, and you can see on this play, just able to get the ball to Dudokovic, and a great strike, puts it in the top right corner. Just nothing Dudek can do there, and in kind of an uneasy place there for West, where you wonder after a goal gets disallowed whether you're not in the right spot mentally. She's able to keep things calm for her team and make it 2-0 here with only about 3 minutes to go in this game.
So an interesting 76th minute nonetheless. Now at the 77th minute of this contest. Lakota West with a commanding lead, Greg.
Yeah, and if you're Loveland, you just got to try to get something to go here. Only have 3 minutes left in your season, so expect to see them try to push everybody they can forward to try to get at least a goal to get back into this game, but really did not there. Only about 3 or 4 Tigers up there. Interesting to see what the strategy is with only 2.5 minutes to go.
Caitlin Andrews with that last shot, but obviously didn't have a whole lot behind that. Andrews, one of the seniors on this team for the Tigers, along with Georgie Early, Claire Massey, and Maria Basherdust.
2 minutes remaining in the second half. 2 minutes.
2 minutes now for the Tigers to try to find some offense that pretty much has been evading them for the first 78 minutes of this game, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't almost say that the offense has, but just the finishing touch on everything has avoided them. They've gotten the possessions, gotten the corners, gotten the free kicks, but just have not been able to get good chances to score based off all those things, and have not been able to finish. And the West has been very content with sitting back when they have gone forward and tried to score. They've made the most out of most of their chances, and
Tiger corner kick.
Have gotten 2 goals and possibly should have been more, depending on what really went on in that little scrum in the 76th minute.
So Basherdust is going to get one more corner kick, and it looks to be one more in her high school career at this point. Kick goes to the far post.
1 minute remaining.
Andrews gets tripped up. West comes up with possession in just a minute. There's Dudokovic out in front. She's looking to get another goal. Shot is going to be wide right.
Yeah, and at that point, just an opportunity for her to try to get the hat trick here. but with just 25 seconds left, not a whole lot looking possible here for Loveland, but great game played by both teams. Just the ball bounces a couple ways, and
10,
West
9,
finds themselves ahead 2-0.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Ball is centered under 5 seconds to go in the contest now, and that will do it. Lakota West will advance to the state Final Four with a convincing 2-0 victory over the Loveland Tigers.
Your final score, Loveland Tigers 0, Lakota West
Score came in the 19th minute with Dodokovic, and then again in the 77th minute for Dodokovic. So she's all the offense West needed tonight, but this was clearly a defensive effort by the Lakota West Firebirds.
Yeah, I think honestly great defense by both teams, able to keep themselves in it. Both goalkeepers, Prohaska and Dudek, making big saves, but at the end of the day, I think it's really Dodokovic being the difference in this game, able to be the only person on the field that can finish and ends up getting both goals, and that's really the difference in this game.
Well, for our executive producer, Jason Dudley, our producer, director, Josh Semstrot, the rest of our crew, and my partner, Greg Miller, I'm Glenn Olson. You've been watching ICRC-TV Sports.